Welcome back. We continue with isosceles triangles. First, we will discuss the homework sums. On page 67, you had 6, 7, 8, and 9 for homework. So let's see the sixth sum. It's pretty simple. You are given first of all that PS and QR are parallel lines. PS is parallel to QR, that is given. So therefore your angle Y is equal to 44 degree. Reason PS, QR parallel and they form a Z, so alternate angles. So that is why Y is 44 you get in step number 1 itself. Then after that you have been given that PQ is equal to QT. Since PQ is equal to QT, base angles or angles opposite equal sides will be equal. So you will get QPT and PTQ are both X. You don't know the value, but since QPT is X, so QTP will also be X. Now let's try and find out X. In this particular triangle QTR, in triangle QTR, the sum of all the three angles will add up to 180 degree. So you will get 30 plus 44 plus this angle marked in red is 180. So you will get that angle marked in red is 180 minus 74. So that is 106 degree. So that angle is 106 degree, that is QTP is 106 degree. So you will get 106 plus X forms a linear pair or a straight line. So it is adding up to 180. So you will get X is 74. So you have got this X to be 74 degree. So this X will also be 74. Then you can say 74 plus Z in triangle PQT adds up to 180. Sum of angles of triangle. So therefore you will get X is equal to 32 degree. That is Z is equal to 32 degree, not X. X we had already found 74. 74 and Z adds up to 180. So your Z will be 180 minus 148, that is 32 degree. That's how you find all the three angles. Then in the next homework question, you were given that triangle ABC is equilateral. In equilateral triangle, all the three angles are 60 degree and all the three sides are equal. After that, it is given that BC is equal to CE. That is given in the question. So you will get all these four sides are equal. So in fact, you get AC is equal to CE. AC is equal to CE. You can prove from this because BC is common in steps 3 and 4. So once you get AC is equal to CE, you can write both the base angles. Opposite this side you have this angle and opposite this side you have this angle. Both those angles are Y. And now this angle forms a linear pair. So 60 plus that angle ACE will be 180. So angle ACE will be 120 degree. After that you can use angle sum property in triangle ACE. In that you can say 120 plus Y is 180, sum of angles of triangle. So when you equate it, you will get Y is 30 degree. And you are asked the second answer is angle AEC. AEC is Y, which is 30 degree. So that's how you do sum number 6 and 7 of homework. Now question 8 of homework. This was also there for you. It's a bit lengthy because 2-3 parts are asked. In your exam, they may not ask you to find all those angles. They may just ask you to prove that these two triangles which were asked to be proved congruent are congruent. That means they had just asked you to prove XR is equal to RN. So for that, you may have to prove the triangle XYR and YNR, they are congruent. So in this question, you need to find, you're already given that the big triangle that is x, y, z is isosceles and it is right angle. It is right angle here, so obviously those two angles, that is x, y, z and x, z, y, they both will be 45 degree each. One angle is 90, the other two angles are equal. Why? It's an isosceles right angle triangle isosceles triangle means two sides are equal. The right angle opposite to that, the side that is yz is hypotenuse. So the other two sides are the equal sides, xy and xz. So those two are already equal. So you can use that those base angles are x. This angle is given that this angle YR bisects the angle at y. So YR this bisects the angle at y. So that means these two parts, these two smaller angles x, y, r and n, y, r are equal. So you get these two angles equal. This is common side y, r, and then you have two 90-degree angles. So you have to prove the triangles congruent by SAA. SAA test. So that is what you have written, SAS test. And now you are asked to find what is angle NRZ. In this triangle, you've already got this angle as 45 degree. I had told you this step that angle A, this is angle A, and then the entire thing is angle A. So A plus X is 180. So you will get both these A's as 45 each because this angle is 90. Those two A's will add up to 90, so each one of them is 45. So now in that triangle, you have got one 90-degree angle. This angle is already 45 degree. So obviously by angle sum property, you can find what is the third angle. This angle will also land up to be 180 minus 90 minus 45. So you will get NRZ. This angle which has been asked is also 45 degree. So that was one of the angles asked. And first itself, after you proved that the triangles are congruent, then you could write XR is equal to RN by CPCTC. Now the third part what was asked there was angle YRN. Again simple. It is already given that YR bisects, so you have already written that both those angles XYR and NYR are equal. Both of them are half of 45, that is 22.5 degree. So since each one of them is 22.5, so this angle is 22.5 degree. This is 90. So the remaining is this NRY. So NRY is 180 minus 90 minus 22.5. So you get 67.5 as the final angle that is asked. Now in the next question, that is the last homework question, question 9. See, all these sums may not come to you without sitting with the figure and thinking over it for 5 minutes or 10 minutes. So once you try, you will get it. That's the reason why I am explaining all the homework sums of isosceles and congruency fully. I know that geometry is something which you are not very much used to, but it will come only with practice. And there will be quite a good number of sums of geometry in your final board papers and also in your term papers. So you can't avoid it. It will also come in compulsory section. Usually very simple sums are asked. So you should know the basics. So now here, that's why I have written all the steps. Please copy all this down in your notebook if you are not sure whether your homework is correct. Once we come back and meet in class, we will definitely do some amount of revision before your school exams. And of course, you will be having a test also on this, maybe when we can meet in the end of June or July. So now question 9. First of all, figure is not given. You have to read the question and draw the figure. It is given in triangle ABC, AB is equal to AC. I have not marked it because it's a bit difficult to mark. There are more markings, but you should remember it is already given to you that AB is equal to AC. So obviously angle ABC and ACB will be equal, base angles of isosceles triangle. But further you are given D is a point on AC, so D lies on AC, such that AD is equal to BD, AD is equal to BD and is equal to BC. So all the three sides AD, BD and BC are equal. So since those three sides are equal, you will have to use that and you will have to use base angles of isosceles triangle property and solve. So first of all, because AD is equal to BD, angle opposite AD, this angle ABD, and angle opposite to BD, that is angle BAD, they are both equal. We've written both of them are x. So once you write x, therefore using angle sum property in triangle ABD, you will get angle ADB is 180 minus 2x. Angle ADB is 180 minus x, so it is 180 minus 2x. I have shown you the steps there. So now you can use linear pair and this 180 minus 2x plus angle ABDC. 180 minus 2x, that is angle ADB plus angle BDC adds up to 180 because it's a linear pair. So you will get, therefore, this angle BDC will be 2x. So you get angle BDC in step number 6. I have written angle BDC is 2x. So now if you are getting this angle as 2x, since already BD is equal to BC given, in the figure itself, in the statement it was given. So therefore both the base angles, angle opposite BD and angle opposite BC, that is this and these two angles are going to be equal. Reason, angles opposite equal sides. So that is what I have written, BCD is equal to BDC. I have written step number 7. But already you were given that this AB and AC are equal. First itself you were given AB and AC equal. So angle ACB, which you now got as 2x, and this entire angle, that is ABC, both will be 2x. Both of them are 2x because AB and AC are equal. The angles opposite them will also be equal. And just now you had written that angle, this angle BCD is 2x. That you wrote in step number 7, that BCD, this is 2x, so this is also 2x. So now if you take the big triangle, that is triangle ABC, you will get this 2x angle B, then this 2x angle C, and the x, that is angle X, that is angle A. All of them together adds up to 180, sum of angles of triangle ABC. So all these three add up to 180 degree. So that means x, 2x and 2x, total 5x adds up to 180. So therefore you will get x is 36 degree. X is 36 degree. So you are asked, I am writing the last step here, you are asked to find what is angle ADB. ADB is 180 minus 2x. In the question they have asked you to prove ADB is 108. So after that step down, you can say angle ADB is 180 minus 2x. This is from step number 3. From 3. So therefore you can say that angle ADB will be 180 minus 2 times, you just got x is 36. So 72, so you will get it as 108. So that is what you are asked to prove, that angle ADB is 108 degree. So it is just practice, practice, practice. And since you have your vacation and plenty of time, and anyway congruency isosceles is going to be there in term 1 for both BSS and GSS, so please not just copy it and keep it. Try doing these sums during the week again. You might have not got the homework sums and the correct answer. No problem. Do it again without looking. After 3-4 days, try to solve the same questions without looking and see whether you can remember the steps. That's how you learn it. It's a tough process, it's a long process, doesn't come overnight. Everyone, including the best of the best, practice and get it. Okay, so this was the solution to the homework sums. Now we will continue and do a few classwork sums today. And maybe I will require one more lecture to finish this chapter. In the classwork 10th question, in the figure which is already given in our textbook, page 64, you are asked to find what is angle X. So it will be a bit of isosceles or congruency or both, and then angle sum property, all those things. So here you are already given that AC is equal to AD, and even BC is given equal. And then you are already given this angle, that is ADC, is 42 degree. Angle ADC is mentioned, it is 42. So angle ACD also will be 42. Why? Because AC and AD are equal and angles opposite equal sides. Now you can see, if you want to find X, you have to find X, this which are called Y, and this angle, and then say that the sum of all these three angles X plus Y plus angle CAD will be 180 because it is a straight line. So now here we will use angle sum property in triangle ACD and find what is angle CAD. Angle CAD plus the 42 and 42 gives you 180, so you will get angle CAD is 96. Angle CAD is 96. Then at this point, now we need to find Y. So we can use linear pair and find angle ACB. ACB plus 42 is 180. So you will get ACB is 138. This angle ACB will be 138. Then you can use angle sum property in triangle ABC. 138, Y and Y, when you add them, is 180 because it is sum of angles of triangle ABC. So you will get angle Y is 21, which we have shown here. 2Y is 42, so Y is 21. So Y is 21. This angle out here is, you have already found that angle out there is 96, angle CAD. So which means this 96 out here, which you got, this Y which you now got as 21 degree, and angle X adds up to 180. X plus 21 plus 96 is 180, and you won't write it linear pair. Pair means two angles. So that reason you will not write, you will find angles forming a straight line. There are three angles here. So you won't call it a pair or linear pair, you will call angles forming a straight line. So X plus 21 plus that 96 adds up to 180. So X will be 63 degree. So you were asked to find X. Now the 11th sum, mark it very important because it's a very simple sum. See, I told you in your February or March board exams, in the February board exams, you are asked very simple sums. So in this case, you are asked to find the values of X and Y. So you need to solve and find X and Y. Now when you look at these two triangles, it is already given that BD bisects the angle ABC. So those two angles are equal. BD is common side, and angle BDA and BDC are both 90 degree. BDA and BDC are both 90 degree. So you can prove triangle ABD and CBD are congruent to each other by A common side and A. So ASA test. So since those two triangles are congruent, their corresponding sides will be equal. So you can say AB is equal to BC, or 3x plus 1 is equal to 5y minus 2. So therefore, when you rewrite it, we are writing simultaneous equations, we have to make and solve them. So here you have 3x plus 1 is 5y by 2y. Because AB is equal to BC, you have just proved by CPCTC. And in the figure it is given AB is 3x plus 1 and BC is 5y minus 2. So when you write this, you will get, you're writing x, you're finding x. So x will be 5y minus 3, because you bring the minus 1 there, plus 1 will become minus 1, 5y minus 3 upon 3. So 5y minus 3 upon 3 is x. Why? We are trying to substitute and get a second equation. There are two variables, x and y. Both you need to find. So you have to make two equations. One equation can only get one variable. You have to solve two equations to get the two unknowns x and y. So in this case, the second thing I use is, since those two triangles are congruent, I can even say AD is equal to DC. Or in other words, x plus 1 is equal to y plus 2. X plus 1 is y plus 2, so when you substitute, when you simplify it, you can write x is equal to y plus 2 minus 1. So it will become y minus 1. It will become y plus 1. Here, x will become y plus 1. So then you have to substitute. Here x is equal to 5y minus 3 upon 3, and there you have got x is equal to y plus 1. So here we are writing y plus 1 is equal to x, we are writing y plus 1 instead of x, is equal to 5y minus 3 upon 3. So that remaining part I will be solving in the next frame to find what is x and y. So in the last part also it will be, when you cross multiply this step, I will write again in the next frame. So you have got y plus 1, y plus 1, your x is equal to y plus 1. That is what you have written in the step number 11. So we are substituting x is equal to y plus 1 in step number 8, and this is step number 8 written again with x substituted as y plus 1. So now we will cross multiply and simplify, and in this equation only y is there, so we can find y. X, after that I will find x is equal to y plus 1. So now there, if you cross multiply, you will get 3 into y plus 1. Y plus 1 is in bracket, so 3 has to be multiplied with both, is equal to 5y minus 3. So when you open the bracket, 3y plus 3 is 5y minus 3. Shift the minus 3 here, it becomes 3 plus 3, 6. And 5y minus 3y, that is 2y. So 2y is equal to 6 or y is equal to 3 units. So you get y is equal to 3, so now you can substitute y is equal to 3 in equation number 11. So you will get x is y plus 1, so 3 plus 1, that is 4 units. So x is 4, y is equal to 3. So that's your final answer for this sum. We will look at one more sum, then we will continue and finish this chapter next week. The last sum for today. So in this sum, they have asked you that perimeter of triangle ABC. What is perimeter? Sum of all the three sides. Perimeter of triangle ABC, they have asked you to show it as equal to PQ. So first think, what is perimeter? Perimeter of triangle ABC will be AB plus AC plus BC, sum of all the three sides. So what you need to prove is, you need to prove that AC happens to be equal to PA, and your BC, if it is proved equal to BQ, then you can say that perimeter of ABC will be AB, and instead of AC you can write PA, and instead of BC you can write BQ. So perimeter of triangle ABC will be this one straight line, the length of that. So that is what you have to prove. Now Since you're given parallel lines, you will have to use some properties of parallel lines. First of all, you are given that PC is parallel to IA. So I'm just, for the thing to make things easy for you, I'm just showing PC and this is the base and that is IA. These two lines are parallel to each other. This is PC, this is IA. So now if those two lines are parallel to each other, you can easily say that angle IAB, this side you have B, angle IAB, if you take it as X, then you can say this angle is also X. Why? They are corresponding angles. So I have written that angle CPA is equal to angle IAB, both of them are X. Now same way, you even have alternate angles there. So this angle is X because of that corresponding angles you have written there. Now you will have PCA and CAI. They are alternate angles. How? Again the same way, this line, then you have now AC as transversal and this is your I. These two are parallel lines. This is your PC, this is your AI. So because PC and AI are parallel, with CA as transversal, this and this angle will be equal. Already it was given that these two angles are equal because IA bisects CAB, so we have taken both of them to be equal to X. And same way IB bisects angle ABC, so both of them you took it as Y. So these two are X. So this IAB you proved equal to CPA, IAB equal to CPA X. That is step number 3, corresponding angles. And PCA is equal to CAI. These both are also equal to X. Again, that is by alternate angles. What forms a Z is alternate angles, whereas this is corresponding angles. So we have basically by doing this proved that since all the 4 of them are X, now this you got this also as X, since all the 4 of them are X, so you have proved this angle APC and PCA are equal, both of them are X. So opposite to this you have side PA and opposite to this you have side CA. So you have basically proved now PA is equal to CA, PA is equal to CA, sides opposite, equal angles. Now same thing you have to do in the other triangle. You have to prove this angle and this angle are equal so that you can prove BC is equal to BQ. So now in the other triangle, what I write is now you have IB, this is your IB, and there you will have corresponding angle because CQ is parallel. So you are having CQ, these two lines IB and CQ are parallel. So you will have IBA and CQB are equal. We wrote it as Y. We have written both these angles as Y. IBA and CQB, IBA and CQB are both Y. So that is mentioned. That reason is this is not alternate angles, this is corresponding angles. Remember, parallel lines, transversal, you can say this and this, they are corresponding angles. Same way, you could mark this and this below the parallel lines, they are corresponding angles. So that's what is used there. So this angle and this angle will also be Y. Same way, IBC and BCQ, these both are alternate angles, so they will also be Y. IBC and BCQ. So I will show that there. It is ABI, IBC, IBC, and then from there you have the parallel line. So basically these two angles, they are, this is x, this will also be, this both are y. These both angles you have marked it as y because you have shown these two lines as parallel. So IBC and BC, that is Q. BCQ, IBC, they are both equal to y because those two lines IB and CQ are parallel. So IB and CQ are parallel, and by alternate angles we've got them both as y. So now this and this are y. So in triangle BCQ you have base angles y. So opposite those angles, opposite this you have BQ, and opposite this you have BC. So we have written BC is equal to BQ. So the last step is perimeter of this triangle ABC. Perimeter of triangle ABC is AB plus AC plus BC. So instead of AC, I'm going to write PA. Why? Because I have already showed that PA is equal to AC in step number 6. And instead of BC, I am writing BQ. So out there in the second step, I will write from 6 and 11. So here I will write from 6 and 11. From those two steps, instead of AC I wrote PA, and instead of BC I wrote BQ. So now what is it? AB, PA and BQ. You are adding the three lengths, so it is actually the length PQ. So perimeter of triangle ABC, it is actually AB, BC and AC, happens to be equal to PQ. So that's the proof that is supposed to be shown if question 12 is asked. So have a good week, and for homework, there are just two remaining sums in homework, that is question 11 and 10. Page 67, question 10 and 11, that's your homework. Homework, page 67, question 10 and question 11. Now when is this homework for? You can do it for next Saturday, that is 16th May. So you can finish this by next Saturday. Mostly the next set of videos will be sent to you next Saturday evening or on Sunday. We're going slow, as I told you, in the vacation. Once again from June 15th or 10th after school starts, or if again online lectures start, because it doesn't look like school will start so early. So if online lectures start, then we will send it to you at a faster frequency. Now we are busy with our 10th standard students. Bye students, stay safe and also practice a bit of maths every day.